Hello everyone, welcome back to a brand new movie review on the channel today, and today I'm going to be talking about the long-anticipated Pinocchio movie. But this film is directed by Guillermo del Toro and stars such people like Ewan McGregor, Gregory Mann, Finn Wolfhard, Ron Perlman, and Kate Blanchett. And obviously this is the story of Pinocchio, the wooden boy who wants to become a real boy, and slowly goes on an adventure to explore the world and just learn important lessons about life. When this film got announced, honestly, I was kind of like, I wasn't dissuaded, but I was honestly just kind of confused. We've had 3 Pinocchio movies in the last year, and the other 2 have been,
Too many letters. We need a simple, strong stage name. Schlab Oakley. Chad Log? I've got it. Chris Pine. Nah, it'd never work.
I was acting.
painful. Not even a joke though, I'd literally say the new remake Pinocchio by Disney is probably my least favorite film of the year. So just take that with a grain of salt. So keeping that information in mind, when I saw that they were making yet another one, I wasn't very excited, but I was really I was interested because it was Guillermo del Toro, who is a great director in basically anything he makes. So I was extremely excited to see what he could maybe bring to this that could pull it through and make it 10 times better than every other one. And well, yeah, I was right, 100%. This movie, dare I say it, is one of my favorite of the year. And honestly, probably my favorite animated movie of the year in general. Not just that, I will say that this is the best rendition of Pinocchio ever put to the screen. And I truly mean that, and I'm going to explain to you why I think this movie is so good and why you should just watch it on Netflix, because, oh, there's so many reasons that it's amazing. Number one, let's get the elephant out of the way. The animation. The animation is stop motion, and oh my fucking god, it is absolutely gorgeous. Every scene just looks perfect. It's just visual eye candy. Everything is just so perfectly put together. All the designs are absolutely amazing. Like, I love every single character design in this movie, especially I don't know what they're called. I think they're called the fairies or something. Oh my god, they're so cool. I love the designs of them, and everyone has a really great design, and not only are they great designs, they help differentiate them between the different Pinocchio movies we've gotten over the years, so you don't feel like they're kind of like ripping off certain elements from the other films, because this film is just so different with its designs and everything, you really can't compare them. Like, they're not really comparable at this point. I also want to say, the voice acting in this movie is top-notch. I think everyone does a friggin' phenomenal job. Everyone just brings so much emotion to every character. They play their parts so well, and it's just flawless, honestly, to me. It was absolutely flawless. Especially for my boy Ewan McGregor. Oh my god. When I heard he got cast in this movie as the cricket, I was just so excited, because that's like a perfect role in my opinion, because Ewan McGregor has that it's almost like that calmness to his voice. So hearing him voice someone like the cricket I thought would be perfect, because it's just so one for one. It makes total sense, and I loved him in this movie. I thought he was awesome. Another thing I want to say about this movie that I really liked was its tone. Now, we've all seen the other Pinocchio movies. We all know they're like semi-dark. Like, they have dark moments in them. Let us not forget the Pleasure Island scene in the original Pinocchio. That movie still gives me nightmares. But this movie doesn't fall back on that, but instead, everything around it is very dark. Like, this is a pretty friggin' dark movie. This movie has a lot of really intense messages as well, besides the obvious message of being a good person, which is prevalent in every rendition of Pinocchio, including this one. But there are a lot more themes in this movie than you realize that are just honestly way more important than that in this movie. Themes about grief, depression, death, acceptance are all prevalent in this movie, and I'd say especially the grief is the biggest part of this movie, and it's the reason I think this movie has honestly a lot more weight than these other movies, because you just get sucked into the characters, I think, a lot easier, because they sell it so well, and you just feel bad for these characters. So with these messages, you naturally get more of a grounded movie, because it almost makes the film feel almost real. Like, it makes the characters feel like real people that you can sympathize with, and you see them going through these certain things in the movie, and it just makes the experience of watching it so much better. I'll especially say with Geppetto's character, I think honestly Geppetto was my favorite part of this movie. His arc in this movie is so incredibly well done and just sad. Like, so emotional and sad. Like, you see this broken man who's lost a loved one, his son, and you see him slowly trying to grieve with the fact that his son is gone. So out of his blind rage, he makes this boy made out of wood, and you slowly see him throughout the movie, like, start to accept that my son's never gonna come back, but this boy loves me and he wants me to be there for him, so I have to step up to the plate and I have to be that father figure that he needs. And throughout the movie, he never truly accepts Pinocchio till the very end, where he truly realizes that Pinocchio actually loves him. And it's honestly really heartbreaking and really touching, especially by the end of the movie. What the ending they go with is extremely dark, even from Pinocchio's point of view. Because they basically treat Pinocchio like this immortal being who can't die, and he's gonna see all these people around him die, because he's not gonna die so easily. So it's just really freaking sad. Like, it has these dark undertones that make the film, in my opinion, 10 times more effective, and then just add to the emotion and the stakes. This movie surprisingly has a lot of political messages as well. It's set in a time period, like, I think it's pretty close to World War II, and honestly I wasn't expecting that for a Pinocchio movie, but I probably should have expected it from Guillermo del Toro. He seems to he likes to make stories in that sort of time period, but I honestly thought it was really well done, and it worked really well for the story as well. You get the same story you're expected, the Pinocchio story of him trying to become a real boy, but in this movie, he actually doesn't even try to become a real boy. It's more of him just becoming a better person. What I also really like about this movie is how it takes the original formula for Pinocchio and just expands on certain ideas and gives you better views of how people would respond to certain situations in the original film. Like when Pinocchio comes alive for the first time in the original film, Geppetto is pretty optimistic right off the bat. He's scared, of course, but then he immediately changes tones and he's just like, oh, I love you, you're my son, But in this movie, when he comes to life, Geppetto is repulsed by him. He is terrified, and it is a perfectly natural way of how someone would react in the situation, and I think it really adds to just fleshing the movie out and making it seem a lot more believable, and it makes all the characters surrounding him feel a lot more believable as well. This movie is also incredibly emotional. I didn't tear up or cry, but wow, there is a lot of just really hard... There's a lot of hard things to swallow in this movie and messages that it presents to you. It's really sad when you think about it, but not sad in a bad way. It's just sad in a way where you appreciate them going that far and acknowledging these certain things that inevitably are going to happen. Truths like death, and that grief happens, and you're not going to fully be able to recover from that, but you can at least move on and try and live your life the way you want to live it. But honestly, I see this movie as a 100% improvement from any other Pinocchio movie, including the Disney original. I know, I'm shocked. I didn't grow up watching it as a kid, so there's some bias there, but I still genuinely think this is the best one out of the bunch, and that is why I'm gonna give Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio a 9 out of 10. It is a visual spectacle, it is incredibly emotional, and just solid, and just grounded. It's such a grounded and dark movie as well, and it makes you feel things by the end of it, and I honestly really adore this movie. But anyways, that's going to be my review for today. If you like what you saw here, please like and subscribe down below for more content on the channel, and I will see you guys next time. See ya.